You're going to find out why cost plus, value based, or competitive pricing is wrong. And here's why. If you're using one cost base, cost plus, you're taking your cost and then you're adding whatever it is, plus two, three, four times, whatever it is that they tell you. That does work. A lot of people do it, but it doesn't mean that it's right. If you're using competitive pricing, which is you charge what your competition does or somewhere close by, it doesn't work, and I'll share with you why. I mean, it does work to a certain degree, but it's like playing Russian roulette. You're just taking a guess, and one of these days you could pick the wrong chamber, right? The other one is value based, where you charge what you believe you're worth. And again, that works, but usually works when you're established. And if you try it too early, you price yourself out of a market because you think you're more valuable than the customers perceive your value. So all of those can work. But what's one thing about all of those? Close your eyes. What do you see? Nothing. That's because it's a guess. All of these are guessed pricing formats. They don't cover anything specifically. Cost plus is the closest thing to being accurate as possible, but it doesn't factor in your pay. It doesn't factor in profitability. So I'm going to share with you today exactly what you can do. And if you can do it on your own, God bless you, take off with it and go run. But if you can't, what you want to do is consider reaching out to me and doing a pricing audit so that you can get access, if you qualify, for my calculator, which is a custom-made calculator. It shows you all your expenses, shows you your pay, shows you your profitability, and shows you exactly what you need to charge and how many customers you need to work with to make it formulaically work so that you can afford every single thing in your business, including the new hires that you don't even have yet. That's how valuable this formula is. Cost plus won't do that. Competitive pricing won't do that. Competitive pricing is, hey, they charge $50 a patient or $50 a customer or a sale. And you have two people working with you and everything's working. What happens when you have to hire the third person because you got busier? Right? Busier doesn't mean you have more sales, it just means you're busier or you want to do less now. What has to happen usually is you either have to hustle to get more people, and now you're starting on churn. And if that churn slows down, what happens? You got to lay people off. But if you do it formulaically, you never have to worry about that again. What you do is you price structure so that you cover all your expenses. You pay yourself what you think you're worth or what you believe you're worth, and then you add a specific percent of profit at the end of every sale. So that if you're selling a pen, this pen has every cost, has my pay, and has that percentage of profit factored into what I need to charge for this pen to make it work. The formula shows me how many pens I need to sell in order to make it work. The same thing it would go with your customers or clients. And so most of you don't have a pricing strategy. You're following what the gurus are telling you, and again, it's guessing. You're following what somebody else told you, suggested, or you're following what your competition is charging, and they're not paying your bills, and you may or may not have the same expenses. It's a guess, and you don't want to guess yourself out of business. What you want to do is have a structured formula that you can access, and you can factor everything in, and you can know exactly, seeing it visually on a calculator, this is exactly what I need to charge. So it does two things. Number one, it gives you a tremendous amount of confidence and belief because now you know this is exactly what I need to charge. It's amazing. But we also factor in exactly what you need as you're growing your team. So you can start charging today and paying for that team of tomorrow today. So that when you go to hire that team, the only thing you got to factor is what quality of person you're going to bring in because you're already paying for them. That's what makes a business successful. That's why companies, bigger companies, can go out and be on a hiring spree. They're not like figuring out how to make it work before. It's already figured out. That's why they do it formulaically. We're the only ones, the smaller business owners, that didn't figure that out until now. I'm the only one I know that does this. I'm the only one I know that has a calculator. I'm the expert in the pricing field. I promise you that. And I can show you exactly what you need to do to grow your team, to pay yourself, to cover all expenses, to add a profit, and have a really successful business. And this is where the magic begins. So before I get to the last parts of this, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video. I really appreciate you doing that. I appreciate you being here today, and I hope that this really resonates with you. So there's 3 areas that you need to cover. You need to cover all your expenses. Every single thing that you spend money on is an expense. You need to pay you what you have to be able to afford the lifestyle that you want to have, right? There's no set salary for your position. You set that salary. And then you add a specific amount of profit. And if you don't know what your profit is now, start with 20%. That's a good number. Any company that's 20% profit, net profit, at the end, meaning that's how much profit. So if I sell a $2,000 program, $200 automatic or $400 automatically goes into the business bank account, and all the expenses are paid, and I got paid, and everybody else got paid. That's a successful, profitable business. That's what you want to get yourself to. You don't want to get to the point where you think that what's left is profit when you haven't taken your payout. And every time you need something, what happens? You're digging in your pocket. You don't go to the CEO's office and ask them for, hey, we need $12,000 for a new vehicle, a used vehicle. Good luck on that, by the way, at today's prices. So the CEO would kick you out of the office. You don't want to keep coming to you either. In the beginning, we have to. We're small business. We fund the beginning of it. We fund some of the process. But as quickly as possible, you want to defund yourself from being the bank, right? You want to have your business generate a profit so that when the business needs money, you dip into the profit coffer. You don't dip into Jacob's coffer, right? The owner's coffer. When you do this, you're running a successful business, and what it does, it allows you to hire up, it allows you to hire a team, it allows you to take time off and still get paid when you come back, and that's what I want for you. So I hope you liked this video. I hope it really helped you a lot. Take these things to heart. This is the foundation to growing a successful business and being able to not only afford the business, but afford the right team, not the team you think you can afford. Thank you.